They would be so touched and so moved by seeing the plight of these other children in contrast to their own lives that it would change absolutely everything, and that it would change their being. I mean, as artists, that's what we do. We do the theater to help, to enlighten, to lift one up, so that you can look inside, so you can see yourself and humanity and begin to have a deeper understanding of the reason that we're here.
So, the orphans had heat, they had water, they had new warm clothes awaiting them. Now, the most difficult task was at hand. Howard and R.D. had a single day to rid 116 children of head lice.
It was one of the most important things because I remember hearing war stories from the Second World War about concentration camps and children's heads being shaved and people's grown-ups' heads being shaved so that they wouldn't have lice and stuff like that, and I didn't want to do that. Somehow or other we'd have to try to get it through to George without his being offended, or the children being offended, or their hearts being hurt, and that they could be deloused and it would last, you know, because we really had the right stuff to do it.
The director was very concerned about respecting the privacy and the individuality of the children. He didn't want to make it some sort of mass, inhuman process.
What George did not seem to understand was that the job had to be completed that day.
The delicing material, it has to be applied in absolutely the correct way so that you don't get lice coming back.
We have a plan. We have a set thing that we're going to do.
Even with all the work the men had done, the adults at the orphanage simply did not trust Howard and R.D. enough.
So I ask you all today to work with us and help us. Boys, we give you the buzz cut, and girls, we have to cut your hair short.
It's chaos. They started handing out the medicine to different groups, saying, well, you go and do it yourself.
The clothes are like everywhere, and like how they gonna know what fits who, and we're fighting about who's gonna do it and how we're gonna organize it.
So I basically said, stop, this isn't going to be done, not this way.
I finally reached a point where I said, listen, that's it, you know, I like had it.
It was my responsibility that the children would be safe and well taken care of.
R.D. Came in and he's the mediator. R.D. finally sat down with George and had a little powwow, then it changed.
I think that the director and all those who worked with him at the orphanage realized that we were as concerned about the children as they were.
A bridge of trust and understanding had finally been built between these two groups of people from the opposite sides of the globe.
And then everything magically happened.
3 barbers all ready to go. Let's rock and roll.
We all participated. It was a joyous occasion, as a matter of fact.
This is the combing crew here. We're getting
from being something of real struggle and strife, it turned into something